What is up, F and True followers? JC Styles here. This is going to be a little bit different of a video. It's not really wrestling related, so if you don't want to hear me talk about what I'm about to talk about and you just want to hear me talk about wrestling, just turn this video off. Or for those of you who are going to sit through and watch this, please don't judge me. I mean, I just started recently looking back into it and discovering a lot of different things when I was a kid. Uh, For those of you know, I did the Smallville season 10 and series and season 10 finale review a couple of weeks back for the Smallville season 10 finale, and I started thinking about a lot of the stuff that I sat down and I said in the video. What I liked when I was a kid and what I used to watch or what I liked growing up, what I collected when I was growing up. And the one thing about that I left out that in that video, and I just started recently looking into it, and I did a little digging, and I found out that one of the actors who was on the show passed away back in September of 2001. She wasn't my favorite character. She wasn't the that wasn't the she played the one she played a character in the show, and she there wasn't my actual favorite character of the show. But the show I'm talking about is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the original series from 93 to 94, 94 to 95, 95 to 96. Those series, the original 3 or 4 seasons, up until I want to say Turbo, after Turbo. Um, the reason why I started digging into this is actually because a buddy of mine. Uh, a buddy of mine sent me some discs, some DVDs in the mail the other day, and I had the first 4 seasons of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. There's like 20 discs. It's like 50 episodes per season. And you guys got to remember, back in the day, Power Rangers was 5 days, 6 days a week. You had Monday through Saturday, and you had uh, episodes in the morning, you had episodes in the afternoon, and then on Saturday morning you had the one episode on Saturday. So you're getting 2 episodes a day and one on Saturday. So you're getting 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You were getting 11 episodes a week, pretty much, and then they had reruns and this, that, and the other. And Power Rangers was a thing with me when I was growing up. My cousin was into it. Uh, my cousin Anthony was into it, and I just, like I said, I just started looking into it, and I actually found out through Facebook a couple of months ago, that they actually do a Power Morphicon, which is which for those of you who don't know, it's like a anime convention slash comic book convention for us power nerds, as they call them, Power Ranger nerds. I don't consider myself a Power Rangers nerd. I'm more of a Power Rangers mark. I mean, I had Power Rangers everything. I had Power Rangers bed sheets, Power Rangers lunchbox. I had Power Rangers backpack, posters. I own the movie. I own both movies, Power Rangers, the movie, and Power Rangers Turbo. I owned all the games on the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. And like I said, I did some digging, and I found out that the Jason David Frank, who played Tommy Oliver, aka Green and White Ranger on the original series, and who played the Red Ranger and the Gold Ranger in later series. He's into mixed martial arts now. He's a fighter. David Yost, who played Billy in the original series, he's in acting now. He's a director. He directs anime. He writes and draws anime and produces his own anime comic. And you look into things. You look into things from your past, and you just you don't really you just look back in the past, and you look at the things like a lot of people are going to say in this video that Power Rangers was corny or stupid or retarded, or I'm stupid because I liked it or whatever, But the thing about the Power Rangers was that it got me out doing stuff. I was playing with my cousins, running around. I even went to the Power Rangers concert, or the Power Rangers, concert in Radio City Music Hall in Manhattan when I was living in New York. I had all the figures. I had the tapes. I had the Green Ranger gloves, the mask, the I had Saba. I didn't have the Green Dagger. I had Saba. I had all the toys, the Zords, everything. And I kind of wish I still had all that stuff now, because it's from what I saw on eBay, it cost a lot of, well, that stuff is worth a lot of money now, and it sucks that I don't have any of that stuff. But I'm gonna sit down. Even though that the quality isn't all that great on the discs that he sent me, I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna watch them. I'm gonna feel like what it was like to be a little kid again. I'm 24 years old. For those of you who don't know, I was born in '86, so I wasn't. I grew up in the Transformers. My brother was more into Voltron, Transformers, GoBots. He was into all that stuff. So it was like, and he's 34 now, and he'll probably kill me for saying that, but he was in the Transformers, he was in the Voltron, he was into all that stuff. He never really understood why Power Rangers. I took to Power Rangers so much, and to be honest, I think it was just pretty much the Zords in general, and the power, and just the characters themselves. I mean, you see something when you're a kid, and you can't help but to think back. You can't help to be like, oh man, you know, when you're a kid, you don't know what when you're a kid, you think, uh, you think what you see on TV is reality. And like, oh man, that would have been cool if I could have played this Ranger or whatever. Or oh man, I wish I could have played that character when I was, or why couldn't that be me? It was like, me and my cousin used to play Power Rangers all the time. We used to run around, and we used to beat up the furniture like they were monsters. And I had everything. I had all the weapons, the daggers, the scythes, the swords, the Saba. I had the White Tiger Zord. I had the Red Ranger Thunder Zord. Even Brian downstairs had a couple of the figures. And it's just it goes to show you how you feel. Like, you sit down and you watch stuff from when you were a kid, and you sit there and you think about, you look and you see how phony it looked, but you still get into it. It's like, I'm pretty sure there's people out there that watch something and they're like, oh man, that from when they were a kid, and they just look back at it now and like, oh man, it's so phony, but but you can't stop watching. It's like Goosebumps. I mean, I didn't read the books. I watched the show and I loved it. There was a show on SNICK, which was Saturday Night Nickelodeon. They had Clarissa Explains It All. Are You Afraid of the Dark? And some other shows, Kenan and Kel. You had so much stuff on Saturday nights on Nickelodeon, and there was stuff that you watched when you were a kid, and you just wish that you could sit there, and you sit there and you just enjoy the stuff, and then when you look back, and it just makes you feel like you sit down and you just feel like a little kid again. Like, for instance, I threw on the first disc and I watched the very first episode where they get the Power Rangers, Jason, Billy, Zach, Kimberly, and Trina. They get their power morphers for the first time, and they make the transformation to become the Power Rangers. And I got goosebumps. I felt like a little kid again. It's like, with times the way they are and the economy the way it is, I always retreat back to what stuff that I used to watch when I was a kid. And I don't know if I'm going to do a review of the show. I mean, it's stuff that's old, it's past, it's nothing new. But, like I said, I searched YouTube and I found out so much stuff from, the Morphicon that I'm going to try to get to next year in Los Angeles. I'm a big guy. I would like to meet some, some of the characters and the actors that I looked up to that played the Power Rangers when I was a kid. And then it's like Brian's generation, Brian's kids, they they're watching the newer versions of the Power Rangers, Space, Lightspeed Rescue, you know, uh, Power Rangers Dino, and they're watching all the newer versions of the Power Rangers. And then Brian threw on an episode on YouTube of the original Power Rangers, and their kids rather watch that stuff than the Power Rangers on TV now. So it's just like, you know it's really cool to just be able to sit down and watch stuff that you liked when you were a kid. So with that being said, go Power Rangers. I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna watch some Power Rangers, I'm gonna feel like a little kid again. uh, I feel I'm a little saddened because I found out that Trini, who played the Yellow Ranger, who was played by Thai Trang. I don't want to mispronounce her name, but she played Trini, aka the Yellow Ranger, and I didn't know that until just today. I just found that out tonight, actually, to be honest. So I didn't really know that until now. So that sucks. I lost one of my childhood idols. I looked up to the Power Rangers and the actors who played the Power Rangers, and it sucks. Your heroes pass away, and you know the same thing with wrestling. Converted into wrestling. Eddie Guerrero passed away. I felt heartbroken. I cried. Owen Hart passed away. I cried. You know, Road Warrior Animal passed away, or Hawk. I'm sorry, Hawk passed away, and I cried. It's like when you lose the people you look up to when you're a kid. It hurts. So, but guys, thanks for taking the time out to watch this video, even though it had nothing to do with wrestling, but I want to thank you for sitting through it. Please leave your comments, who your favorite Power Ranger was and why, what you remember about the series, what you guys had growing up from the Power Rangers, and please don't send hateful comments or retarded comments, even though I probably just committed YouTube wrestling community suicide with this video. I don't care. I just wanted to get this out there to you guys. So have a good day and have a good Monday, and I'll see you guys tonight with Monday Night Raw.